Good morning. Happy end of the year, 2020, everybody. Welcome to a live time with Alec. Man, I used to do these every Tuesday. It was a lot of fun just to get on live with everybody and just chat about whatever was on my head. And today, we're going to wrap up the year just talking about what's on my mind and what we learned and what we all experienced in 2020. Man, what a radical year. Talk about a transformative year. But before we get into all that, I want to start talking about the two great mortgage crises that we've all faced in our careers. And if you're brand new to the industry, buckle up. We're going to do a little history here. First of all, if you're joining and watching this in the future, hit me up with the hashtag bypassed. Makes me feel good that you paused and took 2 seconds out of your day to hang out. Well, let's talk. Let's talk about my OG people who survived the mortgage crisis in 2008. Do you remember what happened? Do you remember what happened in 2008? It was bananas. Bananas. Right? We thought that these mortgage products that were wrapped and securitized and bundled and had insurance and all these things were A+, AAA graded prime meat. And what did we come to find out? That an entire industry was based off of a FICO score. And that's literally the Cliff Notes version. The Cliff Notes version was the industry started to believe that if we lent to people based on their FICO score, good FICO scores meant that they would repay their debt. And then if we took that loan and we bundled it and securitized it and put insurance around it, even if it went bad, we had insurance. And sky's the limit, baby. Well, turns out that if the house is not worth what you thought you're paying for it, then you don't even have good credit. You walk away. Strategic defaults became a thing and the world ended. John, happy Tuesday, my man. And that crisis rocked the mortgage industry. And you as a professional, if you lived through it, it rocked you. It radically transformed what you, I mean, some of you, we lost companies, so you had to go figure it out. Some of you had based your entire career on doing stated income loans, and now you had to read tax returns and over. I mean, I knew people that just disappeared, went to Mexico, like gone, ghosted, craziness. And then fast forward in 2008 to 2018. Like, let's do a decade from the crisis, right? What was happening? Now, I know we have short memories in mortgage, but what was happening in 2018? Think about it. Remember the words margin compression? Isn't that a fun time? Margin compression. Yeah, margin compression. For a loan officer, that just meant they were trying to reduce my comp, and that was margin compression for them. But look what was happening. The profitability of loans was going down. The pressure to make money was going up, and you saw a lot of mortgage companies start to exit the mortgage space. This is in 2018. This is 2 years ago. Do not forget this. Do not forget this. This is history. You're living it. 2018. What happened? Mortgage companies started to exit. Mortgage companies started to go down. Home Street Bank was like, oh yeah, our mortgage company, dump it. Provident Bank and SoCal, oh yeah, our mortgage company, dump it. Stearns, bankrupt, restructuring. Guys, this was real talk 2 years ago. Companies were going down. I was sitting here smiling because I'm like, I've been predicting this. This is coming. I call it the great consolidation. When all this fragmentation of the mortgage industry was finally going to consolidate back into mega powers. It happens in every industry. Name one industry where there's this level of fragmentation. I dare you. Can't do it. Mortgage and real estate. My friends, this was 2018. Now, let's go on a little journey for 2020. We started the year off optimistic. We started the year off with our business plans, bundled up, ready to go. And what happened in January? In January, the World Health Organization announces a mysterious coronavirus-related pneumonia in Wuhan, China. And then let's just fast forward to March. That was January. We lived it. March, Trump declares national emergency. U.S. travel ban hits and massive stay-at-home orders roll across the country. Now, I know some states handled it differently. I'm in California. And March, that was March. We're in December. But when that crisis hit, what happened? A lot of truth was revealed. And I want to back this up and talk about what we learned and hopefully what we're going to remember going into 2021. First of all, lots of truth was revealed. In the mortgage crisis of 2008, the truth was revealed that how we were doing loans, how the industry as a whole was doing loans, was not actually viable. And the whole thing exploded. In 2018, we were learning that retail mortgage companies and all these mortgage companies were shutting down, going bankrupt, restructuring, selling. And you're like, uh-oh, what's happening? What's really going on under the water? All the while, a little known mortgage company that started playing Super Bowl ads started to take market share in the purchase market. And I just want to acknowledge this for a second because I am a street kid. Cut my teeth going to open houses, broker previews, hitting up the realtors door to door, all that stuff. And I was burned into my mind. It was burned into my mind that an internet player, a non-local, and they'll never win. Realtors won't work for them. Customers won't trust them. And that was burned into my brain. And how dumb are we? See, the other truth that was revealed through COVID is the truth we've always known, which is, as a society, we have gone deeper and deeper and deeper into this, haven't we? Screens, the internet, the World Wide Web. We've gone deeper and deeper into it. How many of you, as a question, and you can put this in a comment if you're bold, what's your weekly or daily screen time average right now? You know, when the little alert pops up and you get the little message that says like, boop, you want to see what you did? And how many of you right now are hanging your head in shame, being like, swipe that away. Don't look at that. COVID exposed the truth. We know it. We just didn't recognize it. We're going to the internet first. We've become an internet first society. Now, that doesn't mean we don't go to local pros. It doesn't mean we don't go to friends and family and ask for information. We definitely do. We don't do it first. Prove me wrong. Challenge me. Say, Alec, you're totally off base. We're going deeper into screens and we're getting our information more and more first from the internet. Well, what does that mean? That means we as consumers are starting to trust what we're finding on the internet. Let me give you an example. Can you imagine sitting around a room and having the idea that we're going to give people an app on their phone, and when they push a button on that phone, a random dude is going to show up in a car with a sticker on it, and this drunk person's going to get in and they're going to take him home? Can you believe that? Sitting around having a conversation. No, this is it, guys. It's an app, and it'll be not an employee. No, it won't be an employee of ours. It'll be some random person that we kind of let into the club as a contractor, so to speak, and humans will push a button, and this person will come pick them up and just drive them home, and they could be totally intoxicated, and it'll be fine. We'll put a sticker on the car. Sticker. It'll look like a U. Call it Uber. Can you imagine that conversation? We trust the internet. We trust brands, don't we? This is another thing that arrogant mortgage local professionals start thinking is, they would never trust a mega brand without a person. They have to trust me. Well, the whole while they're ordering everything they want from Amazon, not caring about the store or a person or a brand, except for the big one, the big A. COVID revealed the truth. A non-local internet-based mortgage company became number one in purchase. Something that everyone in local professions was like, that'll never happen. No one will trust them. And yet we disproved that by turning around ourselves and forsaking the local the local hardware store, and buying all our crap on a nameless big brand that we have no personal relationship with. Fascinating. So we learned this, though. It was shoved in our face. It was happening around us, underneath us. The quicksand was burying us, and yet we didn't know, or we wouldn't pay attention. And then COVID came in and said, nope, you're going digital. I'm going to force it. I'm going to force it on you. What a blessing that was for us in our industry. I'm serious. It was massively powerful. We got forced out of our offices, forced into our homes, forced into the computer, forced into digital. And I watched more and more people realize there's a game there. In fact, it's not an old game or a new game. My friends, it's the same game. You see, as a mortgage professional, what do you talk about? What do you tote? What are you prideful of? Your ability to build relationships. Aren't you? Of course you are. You build relationships. That's what you do. You're a relationship person. And then many people are realizing that, holy crap, I was doing that by going face-to-face with agents, doing that by meeting my customers face-to-face in my offices. Now I can meet them face-to-face on the internet. It's an awakening. It's a revitalizing. It's a repositioning. It's an opportunity. And even today, people still view it as a threat. Even today, people are hiding from the camera. That's like saying, I won't go meet realtors anymore back in 2008, 2010, whenever the glory days were for you. You can't win by being invisible. And COVID exposed it. And COVID gave you the opportunity. COVID forced you into the space. And many people are embracing it. As we end 2020, the realizations that COVID provided are massive. Number one, the game didn't change. Just the place we're playing the game changed. Does that make sense? The game didn't change. You as a local professional, your job is still to build relationship. It's still to build connection. It's still to provide wisdom, service, support, therapy. Still the same game. The place we're playing it changed. We're playing it here now in these screens on computers, and it's not going back. I ask this question all the time. You know, when you get that report that shows how much screen time you're getting, and I ask simplistically, where's the trend going? Where's the trend line? If you had to draw a trend line on the screen time, where's it going? Is it going up more or down? It's going more. As a society, are we going deeper into digital? We're going the other direction. Now, don't mishear me. The physical matters. It matters immensely. Even during this time of COVID, we realized how much the physical matters. But the digital matters too. We're a connection society, aren't we? We want connection. We want to touch, feel, connect, spend time. We want to build relationships. And now we can play that game in the biggest possible play field there is, and that's online. And you look at the trends, internet first society. We're trusting brands more and more. Not necessarily people, but brands. We're trusting that the you sticker means this person that's going to pick me up is reliable. Even as a parent, you trust that the you sticker is going to pick up your daughter and take her home after a night out. It's incredible how much trust we have in that brand. We trust Amazon to deliver something overnight or in an hour. It's amazing, isn't it? The world we live in. And so from 2020, when I talk about what did we learn or what did I learn specifically, I learned some truths. I learned that the game is the same. It's relationship based. It's value based, value add based. It's service based. But now there's a new place to play. And that's here. I'm also learning that some people are jumping in the pool. They're buying cameras. They're investing in technology. They're practicing video, this game of speaking to an empty room with nobody here except this little eyeball. And they're getting better at it. And I know as they get better at it, that means they're going to increase their ability to drive relationships. They're going to increase their ability to communicate their message at scale and have a chance to influence somebody, educate somebody, entertain somebody in order to get an opportunity later. I'm watching the mortgage industry, especially from the local professional seat, evolve into a consumer-centric marketing and prospecting strategy. Podcasts popping up, video blogs popping up, social media campaigns popping up. And a lot of it, 90% of it is organic. It's not buying ads. It's not buying ads. It's building real relationships. The game didn't change. But don't forget, my friends, 2018 was not long ago. There's a real crisis under the water here. We're swimming. The pool, the water level's high. We are floating and swimming. It is awesome. It is a blast. I hope you are doing more loans than you've ever done, helping more people than you've ever helped, and having the best year of your life. It's my blessing on you. I hope you're having that. But hear me. When the water goes out, when we're back in 2018, when margin compression is back. When the mortgage industry via technology transforms to such a rapid degree that a customer can do an LE on day one and get a clear to close and a CD on day two of their mortgage process, which is happening. Look around. What are you going to do when the water level's down? What are you going to do when we're not swimming in refinances? By the way, I say this knowing full well and believing in my heart that 2021 is going to be another insane year for the mortgage industry. Insane. You're going to hear it here right now. I'm predicting rates and record lows again. So yeah, you can swim a lot longer. Get the floaties on. The water's going to be high. But what skill sets are you developing? What skill sets are you developing to maintain your relevancy in the future? What I've learned in 2020, here are the skill sets I believe are relevant. Here are the skill sets that I think are going to continue to serve you and take you to the next level. Number one, getting really comfortable on camera. It's a skill set. You have to practice. You got to put yourself in uncomfortable situations so that you become comfortable. If that's not you, then start putting the reps in. Because when the water level goes down, this medium isn't going to change. This effectiveness of this platform isn't going to change. It matters. Get comfortable on video. That's number one. Number two, invest in your digital community. Build and invest in your digital community. You've heard it a million times. You've heard people say your social network is your CRM. I think all that's true. But and when I say invest in your community digitally, I mean two things specifically. I don't mean post a video every single day. It's not what I mean. That's not investing in your community. That's a one-way conversation. Investing in growing your community means you're inviting people into connection. Your past customers, your realtors, your friends, your family. You're building a digital community. You're inviting them into your community. Number two, you're existing in that community with authenticity. Stop posting your Yelp reviews. Just want to headbutt the mic. Seriously, stop it. That's not investing in your community. Can you imagine going to like your church or your charity or gym and you walk in there and you're like, I just had the best review on my Zillow page. You're like, what are you doing? Weirdo, don't do that. Treat your digital community with respect and invest in it. Don't just sit there and talk about yourself. Go back and read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I know there's some hate on that book. I think that book's incredible. I read it. I try to read it once a year. Why? Because the stories in it, the truths in it are timeless. People care about themselves. And if you show interest, if you show engagement in the digital space, man, it will repay you in spades. Engage. So number one, get comfortable on camera. Number two, engage, grow, cultivate your digital community. And number three, get really laser focused on your why. You see, right now, it's so easy to get transactional. Loans, refis. I'm seeing so many posts. If you have a rate in the threes, call me. Like that, you're just getting so transactional. Yes, money. I want you to make money. I want you to save a lot of money. I want you to prepare for your family. I want all the good stuff for you. But get really centered on your why. And I'll tell you why. Because when it gets your turn, when it's your time and turn to talk, when you're done engaging with others and contributing to them and commenting and being part of their life, and it's your turn to talk, and maybe you've gotten comfortable on camera and you've put the reps in, and now the light's on you. Everything you say has got to come from here. It's got to come from deep in here. And if that's your love of education, because you've seen people get absolutely financially devastated by bad loans, then use that to speak from. If it's your excitement for first-time home buyers who never thought they could buy a house, but you get to change that. You get to open their eyes, then speak right from there. Let that come out when you talk about debt to income ratio. If you're not focused on your why, you become another talking head. You become another video that people scroll by. If you're not connected to your why, everyone can smell it. We don't want to be marketed to anymore. We're done. We're super done. We bought devices and technologies that skip that for us now. We're out of that game. We don't want to be back in that game. And so when we're in our digital communities, we don't want that game thrown in our face. It's a fast way to lose a connection to somebody. But if you do those three things, no matter what 2021 throws at you, whether the vaccines roll out and we go back to some semblance of normalcy, or whether more chaos hits us and we roll and we develop and we evolve, getting great on video, getting comfortable, I should say, is a skill you can't forsake. Investing in other people, building relationships, physically and digitally, can never be understated. And the third thing is get really connected to the why. Why be in the game? Why do home loans? You better give me a damn good answer. I want to know what burns in your soul. I want to know what keeps you up at night. I want to know what makes you excited. And I want that to be the driving engine of your message on the internet. Whether you're talking about DTI, down payment assistance, investment properties, generational wealth, I don't care what topic it is, but I want to hear it rooted deeply in the why of your soul. Those three things, those are the learnings of 2020. And when you invest in those, I can speak from personal experience. It'll change you. And it'll change your business for sure. It'll change your business for sure. But it'll change you. That is the greatest power of it all. And that's what I wish for you for 2021. I myself am thinking about what I want to do in 2021 in terms of this digital space and digital community. Do I want to do more live times and rants and rambles, more podcasts, more videos? I don't know. What I do know is that I want to hang out with you guys. I want to get better. I want to build deeper relationships. I want a chance to hear your story. I want a chance to see what makes you tick. My encouragement for you, if we've learned anything in 2020, have some grace for yourself. Have some grace for yourself. We're all doing pretty damn good. Every day, it's hard. 2020 was a brutal year in a lot of respects. I was talking to a friend who had a commitment to do a bunch of more videos than they ended up doing. And, I felt there was just this inherent guilt. Like I didn't execute on what I wanted to execute on. And maybe you feel that guilt too. Maybe you're like, man, 2020 was great, but I didn't do the things I want to do. I still need to do X, Y, Z. As I kind of end my last video for 2020, well, we'll see. It's probably not the last. Let's be honest. Just want to leave you with this. My friends, have some grace for yourself and give some to somebody else. Have a wonderful Christmas, a wonderful holiday season. See you guys on the internet.